Here's another big mistake, and a couple in fact, several people did it in Asheville, North Carolina. Dave, it's Buncombe County. Is that your county?
No, I'm south of that one. Henderson.
Buncombe County, North Carolina. A disturbing scene caught on camera Tuesday. A group of people saw some delightfully cute bear cubs playing in trees, and instead of either watching from afar or getting away from them, they went over to them and grabbed some of the bear cubs out of the trees. These are little bears.
Better watch it.
To take selfies with them. My thought was, where's mom? You know, that's the whole thing. They're black bears. And they were out there. Now, of course, the head of wildlife and fish and game in Asheville called in. And she says this is the one thing you cannot do.
We did follow up with the people who pulled the bear out of the tree. We did confront them on site that day. We let them know how irresponsible and potentially deadly it could be for that cub to be separated from its mom.
So they're...
I don't want to speak for Biggie, but I think he would probably say, if Biggie were here, he would say, those people deserve to be mauled.
Yeah, well, right. Stupid prison for them? And mauled by Mama Bear.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Put them in a room with Mama Bear.
Yeah, one free swipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's just, hearing this makes me so angry.
Because they did take...
It's one of the dumbest things of the year.
Yeah, it is.
And what just, again, audacity.
That's audacity.
To take a bear cub and just for a picture.
And not even like take a picture from...
a distance.
Yeah, but to go up and grab them out of the tree. Obviously, you're not supposed to do that.
I wonder if the mother's in the picture or the mother's been injured.
That's the question.
I bet mom might be gone.
Maybe.
She may be looking... Well, I don't know. They don't do that. I was going to say maybe she's looking from afar because there's so many people around.
The former president of the Asheville Friends of Bears,
FOB,
was overcome with emotion.
All for a selfie. All for a selfie.
Did you just drop it?
I can see that you're shaking right now. I mean, what's your initial thoughts watching that?
Super, super high anxiety. I feel bad for the Cubs. I feel bad for the ignorance of those people.
He speaks for all of us.
Yes, and he was shaking because he was so upset by this. Now, that's the former president of the Friend of Bears, the FOB. And he went on to say, you've got to learn and do better than this.
Total selfishness. This is not what we talk about when we talk about coexisting.
This is coexistence.
100%
They're
right.
trying to coexist with bears.
When I was a kid, maybe you guys heard this too, and Dave and Kelly, you guys grew up in a more rural setting than my brothers and me.
Mm-hmm.
But we always heard that if you touch a baby bird, if the mama bird would, if humans touch a bird, that the mama would not take it back into the nest. I don't know if that's the same for bears.
I don't even know if that's true for birds.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just what I heard.
Yeah. I doubt it's that way for bears. I have a feeling, unfortunately, something probably happened to the mama bear.
If they took one of those cubs that was left like on the wrong side of the fence, couldn't get back to the tree, and they put it now, they're rehabilitating it somewhere. You know, they're putting it on a wildlife reserve.
Isn't that how we got Smokey Bear?
Yeah,
did his mama die in a fire?
His mama, he got separated from his mama in a fire, I think. His mother may have died too.
Yeah.
And it was a ranger that found him. That's why he gave him his hat.
What a smart thing. And they called it Smokey Bear, and still to this day, Smokey Bear is a spokesperson to try and prevent forest fires. Yeah, so the forest fire separated him from his mother.
I don't know when he put on pants.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what decade he put on pants.
But he only got pants, no shirt.
Blue jeans.
Yeah.
He wore blue jeans. I just met a bear named Blue Jean.
Yeah.
Asheville is riddled with bears downtown.
Everywhere.
My niece lives there. She had 5 in her yard about 3 weeks ago.
In the city limits.
Yeah, in the city. Yeah, not far from the French Broad River there. And my sister 2 nights ago sent me, she lives south of there. She lives in Hendersonville, but there was a bear in her yard.
Really?
Yeah, big one.
I love it. Nature taking back over.
But you just leave them alone.
Well, I mean, that's what you're advised to do, I'm sure, is leave it alone.
They can put harsher laws in place if they catch you, because people are going to take pictures and get those. I mean, you could prosecute people.
So if one's in your driveway and you got to go to work, do you just call and say, I have to wait?
I would.
They generally amble off, right?
Yeah.
If you leave them alone.
Well, we went to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee 2 years ago.
Oh, yes.
Pretty big deal. We wanted to see the Titanic Museum.
It's humbling.
It's very humbling.
Go to the mountains to see the sea.
I wanted to go to the mountains because I knew the Titanic Museum was there. And OJ's Bronco was there, too. Al Cowling's Bronco was there.
This is your life.
You and your wife are in heaven.
Well, you just
Dolly, Titanic, OJ.
Best vacation of my life.
And fudge.
Oh, my God. We stayed up in Gatlinburg.
The fudgery?
Yeah, the fudgery in Gatlinburg. not to be denied. And saw a bunch of bears. I mean, a bunch. You know, you could look out. We'd sit out on the deck of that cabin, look down into the woods, and there'd be 4 walking across.
Well, the adult bears you won't go near because they're just, I mean, they're 500 pounds, 600 pounds. You're not going to go near them.
Well, and you know, these were black bears, and one of them came up like into the driveway of the cabin beside ours, and those folks were on their deck too. And it was unbelievable. It was like under the deck, you know.
Probably sniffing for the trash.
I'm sure they were, yeah. Well, and all the trash cans had locks on them, and that was a big rule. You do not unlock the trash can. You had to leave it locked.
They look for bird seed. If you put out bird seed, they'll come and eat it.
Chris, you're talking about bears. Go ahead.
Hey, my wife and I, we were in Gatlinburg for a little weekend trip, and we went up to, I think it was the Hilton that kind of overlooks the city, and there's a patio that we were sitting on, and this little black bear cub had walked up toward us. So me and one of the other guys, we headed back up the stairs toward the parking lot, and my wife and a few of the other people went around the back way. And as they were coming up the hill, we can't see them, but we hear this ungodly scream because they thought they had run into another bear, but it was the middle of the night, and they found out it was a statue.
Oh, it was a statue.
They thought they found the mom.
Oh, I see.
Somebody'd been at the Hilton bar.
Classic. Little mistaken identity. Thank you, Chris. What a story. God, that would scare you to death, wouldn't it? If you ran into a statue thinking it was Mama Bear.
Jeez.
After all of that.
So if you're in a wooded environment, like Dave, your hometown, home counties, that kind of thing, there's no natural predators for a bear. Nothing can eat a grown bear except a human, right?
Yeah, just man. That's it.
I mean, maybe something might attack them when they're younger.
So you're saying there's no getting rid of. It's not like the population is going to go down because
I can't see it unless people hunt.
Right, and we of course keep building into their land.
All right, there goes Native American Kelly.
It's true though.
We're building into their land.
We're building.
All right. No one believes you when you say this.
These housing developments,
mountain gone.
These retail developments, we simply cannot have these. This is their land.
I just hope the Bears fight back.
Well,
I want them to walk into a brewery in Asheville and just start mauling.
All they have is their paws and their maws.
That's what I want. I want some people to be sitting in a brewery like, look, that bear's getting awfully close.
Yeah.
Oh, they just storm the brewery. They're pouring beers for themselves.
Yeah. Is this hoppy to you? It's hoppy to me.
Bears don't normally get that close. That's what I want. They're putting on their toboggans.
Now, Biggie, I don't want to go inside I know you're on a roll here, but if you wanted to go inside the numbers, Biggie's mama bear sounds a lot like Kelly's wife when she's going through the change.
Oh, yeah.
That's a close resemblance.
Let's see. Okay, my wife.
Can you do wife going through the change?
Why? I don't know why you're so hot.
Yeah.
You know why I'm hot.
All right, now, angry mama bear.
This is their land.
Yeah, it's pretty
close.
I can't tell the difference.
It's similar.
Yeah,
it's very
similar.
When you did that, it reminded me of that that Buffalo Wild Wing commercial where that buffalo is sitting on the bar. And
he's a jerk.
I really like that commercial.
He's a jerk.
He does play a jerk.
I really like that commercial. He's knocking people through windows.
Yeah, he's mean.
Yeah.
Knocking food off the tables.
He is mean.
Kicking servers.
Yeah. That was during the NCAA tournament. He was like, box out. You're teaching people how to box out. I don't know why I liked that so much. I really enjoyed that commercial. The other animal story is you could do this if you want to go to PetSmart. If you have a tattoo that you regret. And this is why PetSmart is doing this, I guess. They did a survey and found that 50% of people with tattoos regret at least one of their tattoos. 50%, a full 50. So between now and the end of the month, if you register at PetSmartTattooRedo.com, they will for free. They'll choose several people at random for free. Cover up one of your tattoos with your pet. They'll have it done for you for free. Okay. So you get your dog, for instance, over the tattoo that you don't like. All right, that's a good promotion, isn't it?
That's pretty good.
I like that too.
Take off Mama's ass hat.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you got an ass hat and you
don't want it
anymore, they call it a tramp stamp.
But then you got a dog back there.
And you have to put Fluffy or
cockapoo,
whatever it is, right? That would be, if my wife ever got a tattoo, it would be of our dog. It would be of our cockapoo.
Dog's face, dog's name.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be your name.
No, it would probably be, the face of the dog. Yesterday, we went to my daughter's track meet, and once again, as we left for it, she goes, by rights, this animal should be going with us.
I thought the dog was going to go this time for sure.
Well, I argued against it. I said, well, these things take like 2 or 3 hours, and it's hot, and let's not have that. I said, let's not have that to worry about while we're out there.
I'm assuming, Kelly, that your wife has a traveling water bowl.
Oh yeah. And in fact, it's
snacks everywhere.
Yes, the bowl it's a water bottle that you squeeze, which allows water up into the top of the makeshift bowl, and you hold it under the dog's snout.
Sanctum.
You like that?
All right.
And so she says, by rights, this animal should go. So we had a little argument, and I said, let's not
dog's happier at home.
Have to worry. But that's what I thought. The dog's happier at home. But when we get there,
dogs everywhere.
There's several dogs, and she looks at me like, look at this.
What I tell you.
Look at this. Right
She's not one to buy a stroller for the dog yet, is she? That's like the final step into.
I can see it. I can see it.
She might get it for herself for Mother's Day.
And then when we got home, the dog had dragged out like her pantyhose and her shoes. She does that when she's
pissed off.
When she's lonely, and she starts dragging things out of my wife's. And she walks in and she says, "Look at this
separation anxiety."
Separation. She's like, "This dog has anxiety because you wouldn't allow me to take that dog to that track meet. That's why this dog has had."
I'm gonna go get high.
If you're those damn gummies. Do you think the dog will attend a track meet before the end of the season?
Yes, I think the next track meet, in fact, the next home track meet, I believe the dog will be there. I always argue against the dog going to any of these things because I just feel like it's one extra thing to keep up with, and I feel like the dog's just fine at home, but we disagree on that.
Can we ask how your daughter performed?
Better yesterday. She was, yes. Now, she ran 2 different events yesterday, the 400 meter, which is once around the track, and she improved her time by 3 seconds and finished mid-pack. And
does that get enough of Daddy's approval?
Yes, I approved. I did approve. And then she ran the 200 meter yesterday for the first time, and she finished second.
Hey.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
Now, there were only 3 runners, but she finished second, okay? She finished second.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes number 2 is a pretty good place to be.
A lot of seconds yesterday.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
It's a good place to be.
We try harder.
I like 2.
Yeah, we're number 2.
You like 2? I like 2.
Was that Avis?
Car
rental.
Doesn't come with the pressure of being number 1.
No, it doesn't.
When you slip down to number 2, it's like a celebration,
Freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom. It's freedom. So I told her, she goes, next time I'll be number 1. I said, don't. Stay at 2. You'll be just
You don't
fine.
get anything at 1.
No, it's no good.
There's no pressure on you at 2.
What she said to me, and she said, you know what? I'm starting to really get into it. I think I'm going to work really hard this summer and be better next year. And I said, oh, my God. I mean, I started getting chills at that. You know how I do.
Oh, that's what you love to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know how I am. Although I did have an embarrassing moment at the track meet now. This was wrong. When we got there, my wife handed me a water bottle and said, go give this to her. And go find her and give it to her. And I said, okay, now the track, of course, is huge.
Well, aren't you not supposed to be near her? Isn't that your daughter's instruction?
Yes, that is my daughter's instruction. So I see there's tents of every team there. They have their tents up. So I see her high school's tent, and I walk all the way around the track, and I see her sitting in a lawn chair underneath the tent, and I go up behind her, and I put my hand on her shoulder, and I say, would anybody like a little water? And it wasn't my daughter.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, boy.
And,
thirsty?
Then the girl looks up and is like, what? And then I see my daughter, 100 yards away. I was like, oh, sorry. I thought you were somebody.
With her head in her hand.
You may have to watch the next track meet across the street.
The dog will be there. I will. That's right.
Yeah, we're gonna need a resource officer.
Right, exactly.
That wasn't your daughter. Now I'm going to go get high. I'm be in the van.